All right. Hello there. D. Leonard Hughes here. I'm the president and CEO of D. Leonard Hughes Personal Development Institute Coaching and Show. It's a pleasure to be here on this evening. Hello, Mama. Loves my great. That's my mama. We're on 5 platforms. So I'm saying hello to everyone on all the platforms on this wonderful, beautiful Friday evening. I have some good stuff. I want to tell you, why don't you call some people and that need to change their perception? Man, I've been on this. I've been on this all week, throughout the day, at night. It is powerful when your perception change, your life change, your perception interferes with your self-image, your perception interferes, hey Tanisha, your perception interferes with your faith, your perception interferes with how you relate to people because you've got a perception of them that may not be a reality. We're gonna unpack this once again. Let me do my disclaimer. This is not a religious platform. This is not a church platform. It is a Christ awareness platform for personal development. It's a Christ awareness platform, once again, for personal development, because that's real important. Give me 1 second. Hold on 1 second, y'all. Don't go nowhere. I got my notes in the printer. All righty. My apologies. I had printed my notes out, but never did get them off the printer. This is going to be a wonderful, wonderful lecture webinar. Once again, I've been unpacking this all week long. Your perception. Everything is about perception, and I entitled it, we do not see things as they are, but we see things as we are ourselves. This is powerful because our perception comes from our experience, from our environment, from our religious environment, our home environment, school environment, church environment, parents environment, social media environment, and is always a perception that's going on in your mind. And most of the time, your perception is not a reality. How do you know? Because I experience it. I'm thinking one thing, I'm perceiving, my perception is one thing, and it turns out to be something totally different. Or you're thinking this person don't like you, or this person this, and then all of a sudden you get a phone call, or you see them as if nothing ever happened. And you're thinking, why did my mind do that? I thought they were against me. I thought they were acting better than me. And they call with such a pleasant and happy, exciting conversation. And in the back of your mind, you're trying to figure out where did that negative perception come from? Yes, so we don't see things as they are. We see things through our eyes or through our mind from our experience. If you had some rough, traumatic experiences, then your perception is always going to be, it's going to be rough outside. There's a storm coming. It's been raining since Noah Day. Okay. Oh, it's going to rain. Oh, it's going to snow. I mean, so what's different about that haven't been before we got here? And so you see, we allow our minds to go in areas that's not useful at all. It's not useful. We're going to unpack some stuff. I may go a little longer than my hour because I want you to get out. First of all, I want you to get a paper and pencil because all of this is important for personal development. Let's look at, I'm talking about perception versus reality. So just because you have a perception doesn't mean it's a reality. It's your reality. You can believe things that's not even truth. There's always something coming at us that calls us to, hey, DeShanta, hey, everybody, all platforms. I don't want to start calling folks names, but some people are faithful every week. So I got to recognize them and thank God for those that's even for the first time on this webinar. I appreciate it because it's wonderful. When you get on the quest or you get in your mind is that I'm going to personally develop myself. That's something, I mean, every individual on planet Earth should be on a journey of personal development because it's your personal development that's going to determine even your income. It's going to determine how much you make because your personal development has to be valuable even in the workplace, even in a career, on your job or in your business. How well are you able to use critical thinking to solve problems? Because corporations and business people, they hire people that can solve problems. That's what they look for, not run away from problems, not call in because there's a problem at work. They look for people that would run right through the problem, have critical thinking, and deal with the problem. So all of this, you're headed somewhere. And I'm so glad to see many are branching off into entrepreneur, not just looking for another job, because after, as I often say, that job is not going to get you where you need to get. That job is just going to pay your bills, car payment, this and that, and get you a little food, you make it sable or something. But it'll take you 50 years to really save anything. So a job doesn't bring you to a place of success or to a place of wealth. I often say it's multiple streams of income. Let me say it again. You have to create multiple streams of income in your life. I want to go to a biblical illustration in Numbers 13, 32, and 33. I think it's a wonderful illustration of perception that's not reality. Numbers 13, 32 to 33. So they gave out to the sons of Israel a bad report of the land which they had spied out, saying, the land, though which we are gone, is spying it out. It is a land that devours inhabitants. And all the people whom we saw in it are men of great size, or they're like giants. Now, here's the point. The men which we saw, our perception of them, but their perception was not a reality, because the reality is that Christ had already told them, you're well able to possess the land. How many things in our mind, how many things of our perceptional world that is not reality, but we're holding on to it? We can have a bad perception when it comes to somebody. I got something I want to share. I want to wait to say it, but I'm going to say it now because I just got this in my spirit. When people attack you, it is not a personal attack, but they are attacking their perception of you. Isn't that wonderful? I want to say it again. When people attack you or say something against you or treat you somewhere, it's not a personal attack, but they're attacking their perception of you. It ain't attacking you. And people have images and their own images of what you're supposed to do and how you're supposed to be in, and what vein you're supposed to be in, and how you're supposed to be carrying out things. They have their own image and their own perception, but you cannot get in that. I said something. I was on a live this week and I said something. I make it my business to be different. I don't conform. That's why I've backed away from a lot of social media stuff, because there's so much going on. It's wonderful. But then you have so many people on, I got this problem, I got this, and they're pretending. And it's a story they're telling, but most of the time it's not a reality story. I got to say this, it's not a reality story. So I backed away and I feel much better because I'm able to focus. You cannot focus. Please hear me. You cannot focus with a lot of chatter going on around you. In order to tune in and to get a line that you can manifest the things you want, you have to many times every day go into a quiet place. It's in the quietness. It's in the stillness. It's not in the this and that and that. No. It's okay to give him praise. I'm not talking against that. But in order to manifest, in order to get a line that you can get your wish, desire, and seeing that it's already done, he said, pray believing that you have received. So while you keep praying and begging and pleading and calling this and calling that one and calling this one, no, pray believing that you've already got it. I know. Thank you. Thank you, Denise. I know it's so simple to comprehend because religion have made it so hard. And this is why people are turned off from church and turned off from religion, because stuff doesn't, let's be honest, stuff doesn't resonate. Their focus is not on developing you anymore. I'm just talking in general. Their focus is not in developing you. Most of the time, people's focus is building a kingdom for themselves or doing something for themselves. You have to look out for you. I've learned this in life. I've learned this in ministry. I've learned this in business. I've learned this in entrepreneur, that you've got to have a sound mind. You've got to have mental toughness. And if nobody else believes in what you're trying to do or what you want to do, and most of the time they won't until it's done. So welcome to the real world. You're trying to get people to approve of you. You're talking, you're throwing things out there to see, to get their input. But why? Why are you dealing with poor-minded people and you're trying to figure out what they're thinking? They're not thinking. You can see their own lives that they're not thinking. So those spies said, in our own eyes, not compared to what God had said, not compared to what Moses had told them, but what happened was their comparison was their perception and from their own eyes. Now this is, I've got to sit back on this because it's good. They said, with our own eyes and our own sight. What is your eyes? In your own eyes. You know what I live on? All things are possible to them that believe. So nobody should be able to tell you what you can't do, what you can't be, and what you can't have. You stand on all things are possible. And that's what I believe. And you've got to take the brakes off of your faith, take the brakes off of God, take the brakes off the universe, and believe that things are working for me. It may be a little, rough time or a slow time or whatever, but you got to believe that things are working for my good. Why don't you say that with me before we go any further? Things are working for my good, and you've got more working for you than against you. And what bothers you in discouragement or getting your wish desired because you're so busy comparing yourself to other people. That's something I think I haven't put on my morning wake up yet, but I'm going to talk about it. Because as long as you live a life, as long as you live a life of comparing yourself, and I know it's within human nature to compare. But I don't care what's within human nature. We've got a divine nature. You got to remember that. And we don't want the divine nature to clash because we're going into the human nature. You understand what I'm saying? So don't compare yourself. It's not wise. It's not a smart thing to do. You can't compare yourself to your beginning. You can't compare your beginning up against somebody's middle. You're just beginning. They've been doing it 30 years, so you can't compare yourself. You're just starting. Never compare yourself, even in business and entrepreneurship, in ministry. Don't compare yourself. You focus on what you're doing, because in perception, Let's say I'm going to unpack this. I'm getting in here. Remember, I told you, when you get in your mind, you get in your life, and you see abundant life, but you got to get in here. You may see somebody at the store, and you know them, and they look a different direction. Your perception is, what's wrong with them? They got an attitude. I know they see me. That's your perception, but it's not reality. And then they catch you outside. Hey, I didn't see you in there. How are you? But your mind have ran all over the place, and your perception became not a reality. It's focus. And this is something I practice. When I see my neighbors, I don't try to figure out what they're doing. I don't try to figure out what they're thinking. I'm focused. You know, my wife and I, we watch Netflix at night. And we love watching the African movies. I just love it. The dressing, the decor. And most of their movies is about business, about corporate, takeovers and all of that. It shows where they are. And I appreciate it. I mean, just about all of them. It's dealing with mindsets of getting this and accomplishing that. These are wonderful times. And if you're going to get there, if you get your mind right, listen, I guarantee you're going to get there, because you got to get there in you. Great is he that's in you than he that's in the world. So these spies, their perception was wrong. Their perception was not a reality. And they said there are giants in the land, and we're just in our own sight. In our own sight, we're grasshoppers. So we were in their sight. Now, listen to this. And Numbers 13, 32 to 33. And we became like grasshoppers in our own sight, and we were in their sight. Now, how could they use a perception that they saw the giants and they said, well, there are giants in our own eyes, and in their eyes too, we're like grasshoppers? Who said that? I don't see anywhere that was said, oh, we see them as grasshoppers. They said that. They perceived that. And because of their perception, they did not enter in. God can't do anything outside of your perception of life, your perception of yourself, your perception of your business. And the most important thing, there's a great book I want to teach on, The Power of Now. Enjoy. We don't like the present moment. We want to stay in the past. We want to get in the future. When we get all in the past and get in the future, we get worried because we want to know what's in the future. It can be crazy. So enjoy the moment. Yes, plan. Yes, get your mind ready for the future, but be careful of your perception. It's our perception is shaped by our previous experience. Notice my lecturing title is, we do not see things as they are, but we see things as we are. So you're not seeing things as they are. You're seeing things as you are. If you've got self-pity, if you've got depression, if you've got complexes, inferiority complexes, when you see other people in life, you're not seeing it as you're seeing it through you. Everybody's against me. Oh, I'm going through so much. That's a pit. That doesn't move God. Oh, God, please. You don't have to tell it. This is why I backed away from social media. You see you see folks begging, Lord, please do this. You don't have to beg. David said, I've never seen the righteous forsaken, no, his seed beg for bread. If you're begging, it's because you're not in a position of alignment to manifest. I'm going to say this again. You're not in a position because there's a waiting period. There's a timing. But see, while you're waiting, I've got some big things I'm working on. I've got an app that I'm working on that's going to bring, I know, billions of dollars. So while I'm waiting and I'm getting everything together, and I'm reading the information I need. So once I present it, or once I sell it, I know what I'm doing. They asked Elon Musk, how did you find out about rockets? How did you find out about rockets? He said, I read about them. When people was telling him don't go to the moon or SpaceX, he didn't listen to them. How many folks have you listened to or you've allowed the image they have of you or their perception they have of you? Because when you're sitting talking, they're already developing an image of what you should be, have, or do, and they already have a perception. And when you listen to people, you'll find that they're trying to portray their image of you or their perception of you. Don't fall for it. Don't fall for it. You know who you are. You know you're not conforming. You're making your business to be different and independent, different entrepreneur that's connected with mastermind alliances. And if you do exactly what I tell you, you're going to see tremendous results. Here's another one. Judges 7:24. I'm sorry. John 7:24. Do not judge by appearance, but judge fairly and righteously or right thinking. See, everything that's going on around you is an appearance. It's an appearance. Because it's appearance from different things, from different people, of things that they have project around you. So don't judge. You don't look at your account and judge by how your checking account appears or your stocks appear. Don't judge by that. Judge it upon the reality of truth is that wealth and riches are in my house. It's the Father's good pleasure. This is the reality, to give you the kingdom. Those scriptures, those truths are the reality. One reality that I stand on is that I'm Abraham's seed. I'm joint heirs with Christ. And there's something I say anytime there's a mental battle going on. I say, I have the mind of Christ. I have the mind. And before you know it, thoughts would just disappear. I'm going to get into that a little bit too. Hopefully, I can get into it tonight. This stuff is good. If you take, this is the stuff that I use. I'm not telling you something. I work on me. I listen. And I've learned, and through this, it caused me to be a little quieter. You find a person always, you see what I'm saying? They always talk. They're talking too much. The more you get on this journey, the quieter, the silencer you are. Because first of all, hey Sheila, you're very careful of what's going in your ear gate, eye gate. You're very careful. I don't sit and listen to negative conversations. I have people that call and they've got a sad story, they got a sad spirit. I'm not going there. And you talk to me, I'm not gonna let you go there. If you want to go there, hang up. I'm going about my business. Because you don't have to be like that. You can enjoy life. Life is good. Peter talked about the gracious gift of life. Look at life as not hard, as rough. It's a gift. If somebody got a gift for you, you just receive the gift. All right. I am back. I am back. All right. And I'm glad that you hold on here. Oh, I'm glad you stayed with me. Hold on 1 second, y'all. Hold on. Oh God. let's see how you do this. Okay. Come here. 1 second. Let me go here. Hold on. Don't go nowhere. Okay, I got to make sure I'm on the right camera. We built a studio here. Okay. There we are. Okay, we're back. I made a mistake and hit something. All right. It's not about doubting everything that comes through our senses. It's about looking for our blind spots with the goal of becoming better thinkers. Everybody have blind spots. That's what, even in driving, one of my blind spots I've improved now, is when it comes to changing lanes. Sometimes I don't look all around, but because I had some close encounter. So in your life, you can have also blind spots that you keep missing. So that's why you have to be aware of everything, not suspicious and but you got to be on top of everything. Don't measure your results with others and stop comparing. I said that, stop comparing someone's middle with your own beginning. You can't judge that. They're in the middle of what they're doing. You're just beginning. You're trying to judge them. Their business has already been going 10 years. You just started 4 months and you're already discouraged because you're not, hey, Kendra, you're not accomplishing. So again, stop comparing someone's middle to your own beginning. Don't compare. Comparison and comparing yourself with other folks' success is not wise because it'll make you feel, it can make you feel like the underdog. It can make you feel like, well, I don't have the abilities to do this, or I don't look like this person. They look better than me. Don't ever think like that. There's nobody look better than you. When he made, and nobody else, don't you try to be nobody else, and nobody else can be you. You just walk in your own image and character and walk, as I often say, is being aware of the Christ mind within you. That's what Jesus came. He came to empower us, and we have to be careful because, we have to realize, I often say that how he dealt with them in the Old Testament was different. Old Testament, he constantly came to their rescue, He came down, he visited them. Old Testament, he said, I'm in you. Not only in you, but I'm giving you the same power. Scripture said Jesus Christ is in you. The same authority you got, I'm giving to you. Now take it and go. I'm going up there. I'm going away. But we're not using the ability and the power. I'm jumping a little bit, but I don't know what's going on. We're not using the ability and power that we can. Perception is merely a lens or a mindset from which we view people, events, and things. We have to be careful that our perception of our childhood, of things our grandparents said, of things our great-grandparents said, it sounded good, but most of it, even the church stuff, wasn't a reality. I've got to be real honest with you. So you find yourself believing stuff that you were told as a child, and you were told in school, and you're 20, you're 30, you're 40, you're 50, you're 60, and all that stuff is still there, and it's belief system. It's your belief system. You have to go in every time a thought comes in my life. The ones that I can catch, because there's a lot of thoughts. There's thousands of thoughts that go through our head every day. We don't catch everything, but the ones that we catch, first of all, I know that I'm not my brain. I am not my thoughts. I don't know if I'm going to get a chance to get to that. You're not your brain. You're not your thoughts. So don't fight yourself, or don't sabotage yourself, or be against yourself because of thoughts you're having. Listen, my friend, they're not your thoughts. Okay, I'm going to have to come out, y'all. Stay there. Stay with me. I'm going to have to come out and come back in. Let me do that because I'm jumping too much. Just give me 1 second. This is good. Don't go anywhere. I'm going to